Hello there, and welcome back to my channel. This is Darth Precious Metals. And yes, assuming you've seen the title, today we are going to talk about silver, the biggest scam in the world. Right, I know it's a bit scary, but let me explain. So, we're coming back right after the intro. Right, so guys, welcome back. Silver, the biggest scam in the world. I'm just wanna, I just wanna address this because I've seen it all over the YouTube channels, even on some big YouTube channels. And is it really true? Silver is the biggest scam in the world? How come? And is there any truth in this? Well, I'm gonna let you be the judge of that. I know, it's not my style. This type of subject, this type of inducing FOMO. Don't worry, we're not gonna be there. This episode is not really about that. But since the idea is out there, as in silver is the biggest scam in the world, well, let's have a look at it and let me know in the comments, what do you really think? Is it true? Is it not? Because we're gonna, just put out some points, really. And I'm gonna say what I believe about this. So if you go a little bit back and we look at the silver to gold ratio, by price, just by price alone, the ratio would be 89 to 1. So in today market, you would need 89 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. Obviously, that's being given by the markets, by the news that's out there, possibly by some people that are doing stuff behind closed doors. I don't know. I'm not a conspirationist. I don't believe in conspiracy theories, but who knows? Maybe somebody, somewhere, behind closed doors are doing something with gold and silver, and possibly that's why. Today we see 89 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. Now, that's by the price. That's by the spot price. So, it's quite a lot, isn't it? Why don't we go by whatever is in the crust? You want to do that? Because that will sound a lot better. Who says that the gold to silver ratio is or has to be given by price? Oh yeah, I get it, because it's important, because that's what you get to buy. That's what you need to come up from your pockets. I get it. That's fine. But if you look in the crust, well, the things are looking a lot different. Yeah, the things are looking a lot different, because in the crust we're looking at a ratio 8 to 1. So every time we dig, we mine, we're gonna find pretty much 8 ounces of silver and 1 ounce of gold. Well, that is totally different. That is totally different. And how would I put this? Can you imagine, let's say, if the if this ratio 1 to 8 would be, I mean, can you imagine this ratio to be sort of in the markets as well? Whatever we have in the crust to perform just like that in the market. Well, 1,600 pounds, 1 ounce of gold, you know, 1 ounce divided by 8, because that would be the ratio, we're looking at 200 pounds, 1 ounce. 200 pounds, 1 ounce of silver. Now that would be something else, wouldn't it? Oh wow. But, you know, economy, globalization, markets, fake news, COVID, pandemics, and so on, that I don't think, personally, I don't think that will ever happen. But don't get me wrong, I do want it to happen. It would be great if 1 ounce of silver, just like that one, gets to 200 pounds. Ho ho, wow. Right. How would I put it? The best gold to silver ratio happened between 2009 all the way to 2011, or anyway up and down between that period, where gold to silver ratio was 32, 33 ounces. So you would need 32 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. So going a little bit forward with this, we did look a couple of days ago at some point at the house deposit and what would we need in terms of gold in order to achieve that. If you haven't seen the video, you can go back and watch it. The video is You Gold, Pay My House Deposit. I believe it's a really good video. But anyway, going forward, looking into silver, if we do the same math and let's say 2-bedroom house in the UK, you know, 200k or roughly about that, the house deposit will mean 20,000. And if we divide that in today's prices, on average 1 ounce coin, let's say, I don't know, 25 quid, let's say you would pay 25 quid for 1 ounce for a coin. That will mean for your house deposit you will have to sort of get around 800 ounces, which is 24.8 kilograms. If you divide that by spot, it will give you 20,000 divided by, let's say, 18 quid, 18 pounds, the spot price for 1 ounce. You will have to get 1,100 ounces of silver, and that is 34.4 kilograms of silver. Now, the average between what I just said, so 20,000 divided by 25 pounds, or you know, because you're getting one coin, let's say, for £25, or divided by spot. Anyway, the average between those two, it would be sort of, you know, around 29 kilograms. Let's say you are dividing those 20,000 K that you need for the deposit in silver. You know, you divide them by the average between 18, which is the spot, and 25, and you will still have to get around 29 kilograms. But the math is simple, is there, depending obviously how you're doing this. But anyway, we're talking about 29, 30 kilograms of silver. Now, just to make a comparison with gold, because by the spot price today with gold, you would only need 12.5 ounces of gold to cover your 20,000. But going back to the subject, is really silver then the biggest scam in the world? And why people are saying this? Well, purely because they say, well, silver is the biggest scam in the world just because it will keep your hands off the gold. So apparently the government and the institutions that work closely with the government, they came up with this idea. You know, let's give silver to the people. Let's make it shiny, shiny, because then it will be a lot cheaper and they will keep their focus away from what really matters, gold. I don't know how much of a truth is there about that, but that would mean the government really wants you to be poor. I know, I get it. Most of people say, yeah, of course, the government wants us to be poor. Well, yes and no. Because if you're getting too poor, then there's not going to be no taxes to be paid by anyone. And then, you know, it's not going to be okay, because the whole system will collapse. So, yeah, possibly if you believe in those type of conspiracies, possibly, but I don't believe in them, and I don't think really the government wants you to be, you know, crawling financially. Yeah, they don't want you to get you rich, okay, I can get that, but I don't think they want you to be poor. So, yeah, to that extent, silver, the biggest scam in the world, because it will keep your hands off the gold. Well, it might be a little bit true, because this stuff, right, so addicted, isn't it? Yeah, it's very addicted, and it keeps happening to myself as well. I'm going to be honest here. Every now and then I just buy a couple of ounces of silver, like 2 or 3 ounces, which costs me about £100, 2 or 3 coins. I'm not talking really generic, but you know, a Star Wars coin would be 30-35 quid. Possibly this one, which is Back to the Future 2, I believe. Let's have a look. Back to the Future, yeah. Back to the Future 2, it would be about £35. So, yeah, you buy 3 of those, 100 and something pounds gone. And then, let's say in 2 or 3 weeks, you buy another 3 ounces of silver, which means another 3 ounces of silver, which will mean another 100 pounds gone. That's 200 in about 3-4 weeks. Let's say a month. Well, for 200, you could get half a sovereign. You know, almost 4 grams of gold. So yeah, silver is addicted. Silver is so beautiful that it will keep our hands off the gold. And yeah, to that extent, possibly, and only to that extent, possibly silver might be the biggest scam in the world, because it'll keep your hands off the gold. But rather than that, yeah, not really. Trust me, I do believe in silver. Yeah, it's more volatile, I get it. You know, you'll have to wait a lot more to get your money back, or to actually, you know, earn some money with stacking silver. But that doesn't mean it's not a good investment. And yeah, some people will criticize me and say, well, silver definitely not an investment. Actually, not even gold is not an investment. Yeah, you might be right, but still, it's both of them. They are a good hedge against inflation. So yeah. Is silver the biggest scam in the world? No, not really. Of course not. Of course not. But it does, you know, it does give you, well, let's say the opportunity at least to think a little bit about this. Just because it's so beautiful and it's so addicted. And does it keep your hands then off the gold? Possibly. Possibly. Do you need a lot of will, a lot of self-discipline, actually? And sometimes, you know, just don't buy that much silver. Hold yourself back and just put aside money and get into gold, because apparently gold is doing better, and so on and so on. Well, possibly, but then again, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you this, okay? And if I get it to focus, hopefully. There you go. Yeah, there's something wrong with my phone. I don't know why it's doing this when I'm going into Zoom. But yeah. So Leonidas. You've seen this coin on my channel before, so you know. High premium. Very expensive. You have to put quite a lot of money, you know, in order to get this. But this actually kept my hands off the gold. Didn't it? Yeah, of course it did. But I like it. I love it. I believe in its premium. And I believe it's going to keep, this coin is going to keep its premium. So I don't think that there's no harm done, really. You know. But yeah, just something to think about. Because the idea is out there. And you know, they keep saying silver is the biggest scam in the world because, and purely because, it will keep your hands off the gold. Well, that might be true. Anyway, that being said, that was it for me for today. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for having the patience to, you know, listen to me rumbling about this for quite a while now. But let me know in the comments. Does silver keeps you off the gold? And because of that, is it just a big scam? Do let me know what do you think about this. That was it for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. And as always, please remember, the stack will be with you always.